is our generation. I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind. Looking for inspiration in my life. Looking for inspiration all inside. Looking for, looking for, looking for, looking for. Hey!
Good evening, everybody. It's getting some things sorted out here, so as usual, just give me a second or two. Found out some really good information about reassigning, I guess, processors. You know, as far as like affinities, if you're familiar with that. You know, assigning tasks, certain particular tasks, I guess, to your CPU cores. So taking advantage of that information that I got there, so I'm hoping this tends to make the stream a little bit more enjoyable. You might be wondering, I guess, what I have decided, I guess, to go over today, this evening, and I had a couple of ideas. There's so much that I wanted to go over, but I'm going to keep this stream hopefully very limited, as the last stream that I did tended to go quite long, in excess of 6 hours. So it was a lot of information that was shared, for sure, but I definitely want to try and keep the streams a little bit reduced in that regard, because trying to upload those, I guess, to YouTube, I guess to archive those on the YouTube channel is a bit tedious, so to say the least. So yeah, what we're necessarily going over is oh, cool. Thanks. Hey, Lefty. I appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, I'll probably come over there and check you out after I'm done here, actually. Missed your stream yesterday. I don't know if you went on or not, but yeah, definitely appreciate you stopping by there, kind sir. But anyway, as I was saying, this is a grandstand, custom grandstand, I guess I had been working on, I guess, for a particular track build, primarily for the NASCAR Racing 2003 season simulation. And I don't have, the thing with it was I didn't have a whole heck of a lot of information to go on, you know, as far as dimensions, the height of it, what have you. I had very you know, for lack of a better way to describe it, very rough pictures of how it actually, you know, looked. So what I've basically done here, and this is just a rough thing, I just threw on some mapping and what have you. This is not at all going to be a finished product. I just was trying some different things out with like Swift Loop and what have you. But what I basically have done to start this out here is I made my plane based on the length of it, and the depth of it, as far as you know, this way. And let me see if I can hide these other two rough pieces here. Let me hide these for a second. So yeah, as I've got here, I just started with a ground plane. Doesn't have anything on it because, like I said, I don't have a whole lot of information mapping wise to get an idea of how, you know, what kind of scale I wanted to put on this thing. Hey, TPR logo, thank you for stopping by. Martinsville? I didn't mean Martinsville, the stand itself, or the stand. I don't even know if I've got a picture of it. I could probably, let me see if I can bring something up here. Totally unprepared for that, but I'll let me see what I can do here. The picture that, and I've got it in my head to be honest, but as far as the look of it, but let me see if I've got. This will give you somewhat of an idea of what I'm doing. This is a track that I've been working on for quite some time, and have recently got some more ambition, I guess, to start working on it again. One of the pictures that exists, that's not necessarily one of them. Let me see here. Here's a picture of the track in question, and the grandstand in question is this, between this one here and this small one here. There's two, so it's primarily this one that I've been focusing on. So you can tell from this picture, these are the types of pictures that I have available. And oh, I got you, TPR. No, this has nothing to do with Martinsville, that's for sure. But it has to do, this track is no longer in existence. It now has a freeway running through it. It resides in the home state of Michigan here, in the Grand Rapids area. In fact, it was dubbed as the Grand Rapids Speedrome. That's one of the logos I had to go by. Looking for that. I have a somewhat decent picture of the Grand. Oh, here's one. This is the back side of it. This has this building on here, which I also have constructed loosely as well. But these are the grandstands primarily, I guess I'm focusing on, I guess, as far as this 3D model build. And also gives you somewhat of an idea of the types of picture references that I have to go by. I don't have anything that shows a very good top-down view other than something like this, which I tried to use, and it just wasn't working out too well for me. It's a historical Google Earth image as far as a satellite image. So this is what the track looked like back in, I think, like 1960, I believe it was. And it might have been before that. But yeah, I could show you some of the other pictures that I have to go by to get an idea. This is like the parking area. This is the stand again. Front stretch, and has a smaller track. I guess it's relatively a half-mile track. Track that I'm basing this on. So I guess that's kind of the only pictures I really have besides this one. I guess I got two of those. I didn't realize that. Two of the same. Okay. Yeah. So I got, yeah, so some closer pictures. These are the types of cars that used to run at the place. I've got this billboard object that's conformed, I guess, to the track. Is roughly laid out in sandbox, but won't necessarily go into that with this stream. The primary focus I wanted to do with this stream is just to show a little bit of 3D modeling, and if anything, to show what is possible, I guess, with limited information, as far as like the size of something and getting it scaled properly. So I still have for instance, I still have in this plane, I still have the size of it. I've made it 17 meters long, or I should say 120 meters long by 17 meters deep. That seems to be just going through what looks reasonable to me, I guess, as for the size of the stands that I'm trying to build. And that's what I've kind of used as my ground plane, and not necessarily applying any mapping to it to get any type, form of height or anything like that. I'm just going to use this as my ground plane, and this is what I've roughly laid out, which I'll bring those back. This is what I roughly laid out. Two objects. Actually, there's I consider the nest and then the seating area. Because as the grandstand shows, you can hardly see it in the pictures that I was showing you, there are no bleachers or anything like that are discernible. So I assume that the primary use, I guess, in here was either just people just to sit on this here and bring their own chairs type of thing, or blankets, what have you. So it's a very, not luxurious type of grandstand, you can say. It was just a way to get up, and get a better view, I guess, of the track without being at, ground level. So probably what I want to do now, and I'm realizing now too, when I created this rough model, I don't know how that happened, but you can see the plane peeking through, I guess, on the end of it here. So I don't have it at 0 plane, but I'm going to go by that plane because that is at 0. It's at true 0, 0, 0 plane. So I'm going to hide that again. I was just playing around with it prior to going live to kind of see what I could do, what was possible. So let's go into our top view here. Actually, I don't want to do it that way. That's in perspective. Let's go this way. I've been playing around quite a bit in tinkering with the idea of doing between polygonal modeling as well as spline modeling. And what I would probably like to try and do with this deal, that rough model that I made there was all polygonal. So I started off with a box, did some swift loop and stuff like that, and yeah, it got me pretty, it produced, I guess, a pretty decent representation of what I could want. But I want to try this with the spline. So what I'm going to do is, by using this plane as my guide, as far as how big as I want to make this thing, I can, let me go into, why is it not giving me that option? I was trying this earlier before I came on here, so I wasn't making sure. Give me a second. Alright, why? Nope, that's not why. Standards. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure I had to get into the shapes. There we go. Lost my way there for a minute. Okay, so I'm going to go into line, and I'm going to draw this out, basically. Using this plane that's already in this top-down perspective, I guess, as a guide. I'm going to draw these out. And it'll be crooked a little bit, but I can always straighten it out. Oops. I guess I can straighten it out right now. And what I found is really nice with doing these lines as opposed to just polygonal is you can really define quite precisely as far as how you want to go about something. And it'll ask me to close this once I get here, and I want to say yes. So now I've got my basic shape there, and obviously it's a little bit off, but that's okay. It's not a huge big deal. I'm going to keep one of the things I guess I was looking at, now that I've got this line out there that actually comes up as a line, and if I go into the perspective view, say for example, I can't remember if it did show or not. Oops, I'm going to go back to, I'm going to switch to orthographic now that I think of it. Found that does work a little better. See, it is there, you can see it highlighted, and it's just outlining. Now if I wanted to go, say for example, and do, this may not work out for me now that I think of it, but I'm going to go with it anyway just for now. if I wanted to go ahead and create this as a poly, another way I guess to lay a plane out is I can go into this and just convert this to an editable poly like so, and then what that does, I'm going to close the plane, initial plane that I had down, hide that. This is another way I guess to lay a plane down too, so it just turned that line, which was basically hollow in the center, as a polygon. So this whole thing is a polygon now. Okay, that's not actually what I was wanting to do, so I'm going to start this over again. I'm going to bring back my plane, my initial plane. Okay, I'm going to go back into the top view. I've found too that you don't want to be in your perspective or orthographic view, and there probably is a better way I guess to actually go about doing the spline deal there, but I found it works much better if you're in like a complete left or complete right or top down to actually use it. So I'm going to go back into, why do I keep missing that goofy thing anyway? Where's my shapes? Give me a shape. Oh, there it is. I think I keep going in the wrong one. It's the first tab. Note to self. Okay. I'm still learning about that. I'm so used to doing just, you know, like creating standard boxes and stuff like that. It's hard to get used to. Oops. What did I just do? Goofy thing anyway. This mouse has been acting up on me quite a bit too. It's kind of annoying, but okay, so we got the line here, and it shows it's highlighted here, so I can go ahead and draw this, but I'm going to do this a little bit different way. I want to create one wall on this side because it obviously slopes. So I'm just going to draw this way, and then, yeah, this could get a little tricky, but I'm going to extend this out like this. And what I'm going to try and mimic here, and this is completely on the fly, obviously. It's probably a much better way to do this, but I'm going to go with this for now. Okay, so I'm going to close that up. So what I've basically tried to do here is create a wall on this side, because it's the grandstand that I'm trying to construct here actually consists of cinder blocks, you know, as far as on the back side as well as, you know, the uprights and what have you. So basically make a cinder block wall, and then from there I'm going to convert this to an editable poly. Come on, right click. Darn mouse. Okay, I'm going to convert that to an editable poly. Let me see what that gives me in the orthographic. Okay. Alright, let's see what we got here. So we got that sitting right there. I'm going to go ahead and adjust. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and adjust this here now that I got it as an editable poly. And now it has vertexes and all that stuff so that I can do so. Just going to adjust this to that plane. Just kind of fix it up here a little bit. Now, I'm not 100% sure. I'm totally guessing on this, the thickness of this, you know, as far as like a standard size for a cinder block. I just kind of roughed this here. I kind of did do, I'm going to bring back that other piece here. This is the rough stand that I made here, so I can use this as a guide as well. This one I did do a little bit more, you know, I did a lot of manual measuring, if you will. So it's probably more this thickness. You can see that pink outline that's right there, so I'll probably use that. I did that all prior to coming on the stream here, so I'll go ahead and adjust that to that thickness. Yeah, let's do that. And keeping in mind, this is by no means meant to be the best way, I guess, to go about doing this. 3D programs like 3D Max are very versatile in being able to get to a particular end result. You know, so if you're looking for some, you know, a particular outcome, I guess, of what you're trying to build, there's more than one way to get about that. But all right, so we're gonna go with that thickness. I already had that set in my rough model. Okay, so that wall. So now that that's just a flat plane, I want to go to. Here, let's do it this way. Get out of this one. I'm going to go into a left view. Okay, and then bring that up. So you can see that's in the distance here. So you can see the rough model. Let me zoom in on this. So you can see what I was talking about as far as like my rough model for some reason got below the ground plane. This is where my actual, the one I just created, I guess, is located right in this line. So I'm going to build it from that point. I don't want it down, I don't want it to be below Z. Z obviously is too low, so let me check this here. Not sure how I did that. I did it really quickly, so even though it is showing 0, it's obviously not, but that's okay. Yeah, that was it. And like I said, I know the exact. I already had that. That's why I did speaking to you, James. As far as I already determined the size of it. That's why I did that rough model prior to coming on stream. I already had that. So that is the thickness. So this thickness that's right here. Here, let me hide the other one here. I'll hide this. Okay, so then I'll hide my new piece here, which is this. Oh, I forgot I still got that highlighted there. There we go. Yeah, so this wall right here that I made for this rough model, this is the proper thickness. I don't remember what it ended up being in meters because I got the units of measure, I guess, set to meters. So, right. No, I got you. I was just showing you how I came up with that. I did this all previously to coming on live because I didn't want to have to screw around with. But yeah, what I basically did was on this wall. Let me go back into the orthographic. The thickness of this wall. I know the mapping is not correct. I don't have that, but I did use a brick map on it. Just threw a quick map on it. And but yeah, this thickness right here. Let's see if I can get it focused on there. Is the thickness of the cinder block. And I only did it on the rough model. I only did it on these walls here. I didn't do it on the front side or this behind piece here. Here, let me see if I can do this. Gotta get focused on this here. Yeah, let's just go like that. So we'll do zoom on that. Yeah, so you can kind of get an idea of how I did these sidewalls. This is the actual thickness, at least, of the cinder block. Right. This is, yeah, and that's primarily the hand railing for this side here, for the side of the. And then, like I said, I did not apply the same aspect, I guess, to the front side or the back side here. I just did it as a flat plane. That's only mapped on two sides. I don't know if I can swing this. Yeah, so you can see down here I mapped this on the back side, but it's just a flat plane. What I'm thinking I'm going to do in the model I'm going to construct here is I'm going to make the cinder block the same thickness in the back as well as the front and so on. So and that might be a little bit, you know, going into it, I realized there's going to be some, you know, I have to cut some pieces out here so I can get this side or whatever to meet, you know, to meet up, I guess, with the back side, because otherwise it's going to look a little wonky. It's going to look unnatural. So yeah, that's what we're trying to do here. So let's hide that again, and we'll bring back another piece here. So we'll bring back our plane, and let's bring back this piece here. Go back to the top view. Let's see here. So I'm going to go exactly. Yeah, that's primarily it. And I guess that was the whole idea, James. I guess with when you've got limited information on how to build an object, you can use dimensions, I guess, of something that is known. So like if you know if it's made out of cinder blocks, as this stand appears to be, you can get a rough idea as far as, you know, because just going by the pictures, the limited pictures that I have there that aren't very detailed, that's what I used to determine as far as how high it was and how long and deep it was. So that's what gave me the idea to lay down the initial plane. So yeah, so I got this out of whack just a little bit. I want to go by this ground plane. I don't want to go by my rough model. So this is still named line. I'm going to slide this over to meet the end of this plane. Now that I got my thickness correct. Okay, now what I want to do, go into this view. This is where we're going to be a little bit tricky, but I'm going to go by my rough model because I already laid that out as far as like that's what I feel the size of it needs to be beyond the size of the cinder blocks as far as the height and so on. That's why I built the initial rough model, so I'm going to bring that back actually too. The stands. The only thing is I'm going to adjust this so that it is at true zero plane. So let's go to effect pivot. I don't know how that happened, but that's okay. We'll fix it. I'm going to fix it. And then go... see if I can zero that out that way. No, that's not going to work either. I don't know how it did that. That's weird. Alright. Alright, let's see how you are. So let's do this. I know what I can do. I'm going to do a snap. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to snap this to put my verts in. Oh, you goofy, stupid. Bear with me here. I forgot to put it on. This mouse is driving me nuts. I'm going to effect pivot first. I'll put it on my snaps. I'm going to snap it down to this edge. Okay. Alright, then turn that off. Let's see if I can zero this out now. There we go. I think we're better now. So all I did there is I snapped the pivot for this one. Since this plane, I've got it in the scene, I've snapped it to that plane because I know this is at 0. This is at true 0. So as far as the Z anyway, that's what I want to get this at. So now what I'm hoping I should be able to do, yeah, this should be at true 0Z now. That's what I want. So that way I can make my wall. Yeah, so let's go back to our line. Okay. And then what I'm going to do here, since I've already got my thickness and all that jazz, I'm going to, I don't know if I can, it's going to be interesting. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but we're going to find out. I want to grab it like this. Nope, that's not going to do what I thought. Okay. What I want to do... Bummer, I'm losing my train of thought here. What I'm trying to do is actually just extend that up so that it's change the height of it. But I've only got the one set of see, and this is something I was thinking about, I guess, prior to going to stream. It's just like, this is kind of why I wanted to put this out here, because this is what I get stuck on as far as learning something like this. I know in my head what I want to do, but as far as get it to do that, that's what so what I want to do is change the thickness of this. So I wanted to bring it, so I keep maintaining that thickness that I have here, but I want to basically make it, there's one of two ways I guess I could do that. I could do each side. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. That's not going to work like I thought. Okay, that's a bummer. God dang it, this mouse. Good grief. Yeah, you can see how far off my rough model is there too from where I actually want to have it. See, this is where I had gotten used to actually using just boxes. I would have just created a box to create that thickness. But one of the ways I guess I think of being able to do this, and I could probably select all those edges. I guess I could do that. Let's try that. That's one way to do it. So let's go back to this top view. This mouse is driving me insane. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Right, and I've seen your workflow there, James, as far as that goes. Basically, and I think you kind of get what I'm trying to accomplish here as far as what I want to do is, and I think I can do it this way. In my editable poly, I'm going to select actually the edges. I think this will work. I'm going to select all these edges for this. Come on. And then I'm going to go back into my side view. Like so. Come on. There we go. And then I'm going to shift. Oops. Actually, I'm going here first. And I'm going to do shift and drag this up. Yeah. I think that's what I want to do. So I want to drag it all the way up to here. Yep. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Okay, so here we go. So basically what I did was I selected all those edges. And by hitting I use the left shift and drag that upwards with the gizmo, I just created this wall. So now it's basically just, you know, without the slope in it yet, created that wall, extended that wall upwards. So now what I could do is take this wall, and I need to get it to this slope. Yeah, same way, James. I know there's more than, like I mentioned, it's just like this, there's more than one way to accomplish the same outcome. It's just, you know, applications like 3D Max are so versatile in that regard. That's why I like it. So I'm just going to grab these two vertices here, and to get that slope, I'm just going to drag this down and match it up as much as possible, I guess, to my rough model. So now I got the slope to that wall. Bring this over. So now I have at least the one side. See, now what I can do from this is I'm going to clone this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I forget what the shortcut is for that, but I'm just going to go into Tools. Oh no, I go to Edit, Clone, and what I've always come to find is you don't want to do it as an instance. If you don't want to affect whatever you're doing the one to affect the other, I want to do a copy because I want to keep it its own entity. So I'm going to select copy, and then I can just drag this out. So now I got another piece here. I'm going to drag that down to the other end of this rough model. Let's move up here just a tad. Okay, yeah, this thing's pretty long. It's 120 meters long, so and drag this all the way down here. Hit the Z key, get the focus on it. No, that's not what I wanted. Okay, so now we got, yeah, just going to put this into place. So we'll just get this lined up with our rough model. Okay, and I'll have to check it with my ground plane because my rough model, like I said, is very rough. I just, you know, wanted to get something in there, I wanted some type of reference to go by anyway. Okay, so what I want to do from here, I want to create either the front side here and the back side based on one of those two models now. two meshes there. So I'm gonna clone this again. Let's do an edit, clone, Control V. Okay, yeah, there's nice little shortcuts in here. So if I just wanted to do that without going into this menu, you can actually do just a Control V and it would do the same thing. But so I want to do another copy. I'm gonna pull this one out. Maintains the other piece there, and I'm going to create the back side here. And even though this is already has this slope on here, I can still adjust this, so it won't matter too much. So let's go into the top view. Let's go into this here. Since this thing is so long, all right, I'm going to take this piece, let's bring it about close to center, and then I'm going to rotate it. And I'll rotate it here just a little bit, and I want to do probably a minus 90 degrees. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, and then I'll just put this roughly into place here based on my ground plane. I'm going to take off this rough stance here for now. Okay, and I'm just going to go by my ground plane. Okay, so now we want, I think that was line 3. Okay, so let's zoom in here a little bit. Now I can manipulate this by selecting the vertices on this end and drag this all the way down to here. Drag this all the way down to here, and then I'm going to have to correct the slope that's on one end. So let's go to probably this view. Yeah, so you can see how I stretched out. It's still got the slope in it, so I'll have to adjust the slope to that there. So let's do like this. Grab these two vertices here, bring this up like so, and we'll just straighten her out like that. Okay, now we need to bring this so that it meets up with this sloped wall. So I think what I'm going to do is have it go, yeah, let's do it this way. We'll have it meet up like so. Do the same on this end. Bring it up to here. So you can kind of get an idea of where it's landing, because you can tell it gets hidden by the other piece that's there. And then let's go check it in the perspective or the orthographic. So now we've got our backside wall, our side walls in such. I'm going to zoom out in there a little bit. Okay. So yeah, now we've got both our side walls, our back wall, and we can make our front wall. And I'll base it on this back wall I just did. I'm going to get all this stuff into place, and it's all roughly into place right now. Nothing's, you know, it might be overhanging a little bit and all that stuff. We'll get to that point. So I'm going to clone that piece. Here, let's just do the Control V. Okay, we want to do it as a copy, like so. Bring that to the front edge here. Okay, and then we'll go, and I could stay in the orthographic view. I could probably demonstrate that as well. If I was to just stay in this orthographic view, got this piece highlighted here, I can just go into the modifier list for that. Go to the vertices, I'm going to select these 4 on the top and bring this down. Okay, but you can kind of see, be it that the fact that this is so long, it would behoove me, I guess, to use like the front view here. So let's go into this. See, now it gives me a better idea where that needs to be in this fashion. Okay, so I need to Move that up. Oops, I guess I know what I can do here. Just a second. Let me go to this side. Like that. I'm going to bring these up independently. So that's the end of my slope there. Since this thing is so long, wanted to kind of drag them up, I guess, as one unit, but that's okay. Okay, line that up like so. So now we should have that front side of the wall should be relatively even with that slope coming down on the sides. And like I said, we'll get this, it'll get all cleaned up as far as, you know, making sure that it's lined up appropriately. So let's focus in on this here. Zoom out a little bit. Yeah, so you can see how it doesn't necessarily line up just right. It's close. It's not too bad. Alright, let's close. I'm going to hide that plane just to kind of get some perception here. Like so. There. Now we can kind of see we got this piece and this piece. And it might even work better if I was to. I might change the slope and have this follow the same slope as that. I'll have to see how that's going to work. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to adjust these vertices here. Let's make this a different color. How about that? Let's make this a different color. Let's make it a green. There. That way we can see what's going on between the two. Alright, so see, now we can tell a little bit better as far as what faces will need to be removed and what's, you know, needs to get cut into and what have you. Alright, let's move this. It's not quite too. Alright, we can fix that too. See, it's not quite lining up. Let's go on our side view here. Yeah, let's go into this view. Yeah, so you can see it's kind of not 100% up to the end of that there, so we'll adjust that. I'm going to go ahead and get out of vertex. Yeah, get out of that. I'm going to move the whole thing as one unit. Get it lined up with this edge. So you can kind of tell because it disappears. Just on the side there, so. Okay, there's that. It should be good on the other side too. Let's go to the right. Yeah, so that should be good there. So that's all lining up. Okay. Back into orthographic. Oh, see, this is one thing I don't like about orthographic. You don't have anything selected, it goes wonky on you as far as the movement, so it's always best to have something selected so that you can kind of, it'll focus on that so you can kind of move on what you got selected. Okay, so next question would be, do I want to bring this wall, I guess, on the inside and just keep the slope there? Might actually consider that instead. I think I might do it that way. So I'm going to grab these vertices. I'm going to pull it this way. Bring it on the inside of that wall. That seems to make more sense to me. Yeah, so this way I'll be able to maintain the slope here and this will stay flat on this front wall. And then actually what I could do also, I'm thinking of it, I don't have to do it right now, but I can remove this face because you're not going to see it. So I'll select that poly and get rid of it. You ain't going to see it because it's going to be welded more. Oh my goodness, I got to quit doing that. I'm getting myself in trouble when I do that. So yeah, so now all I can do And even if I wanted to at this point, I could turn my snaps on and just snap each one of these, I guess, to, but I don't think, let me look in this, go into this one here, go into vertices. Yeah, I don't have, I've only got these vertices here, so I've got nothing to snap these other two vertices to. I'll be good on this side, but as far as these two vertices, I don't have anything to snap it to. So I could do one of two things. I could actually create a cutout and have this just slide into that, which might not be a bad idea. I could do that. That way it'll give me another set of vertices that I can actually snap those to. So I might just do that. So let's go into here and, whoa, wait a minute, getting ahead of myself. Let's do this. I'm going to super extend this out past that so I have something to go by here. So I'm going to spit this out like so. Okay. Bear with me here. And I'm going to go into the side view. Yeah, I think it's, can't remember if that's the left side or the right side. Go into here. Make sure which one I'm on here. Yep, that's the one I want. So, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm going to select these two. Nope, I am on the right side. There we go. Yeah, see, basically what I did there is, you see, if you highlight in this view, you can see exactly where some... The fact that I did it from the right view there, when I did all these here, it was actually selecting both sets on either end as far as those vertices, and I didn't want to do that. So this tells me right here I got these two selected in the orthographic. So in my left view, that's where it is. If I go to right view, those two aren't selected, so that's not the same thing I see in the orthographic. So we'll go back to left view because that's what I want. And basically what I'm going to do, let's go into this, maximize that. What I'm going to do is create a cutout on this piece for that, so I can have it slide right in front of it. And then what that'll essentially do is create, it'll make two more sets of vertices that I can actually snap to on this front piece. So let's cut that out. So what I need to do is on this here, I want to go to cut, and it brings up this little doodad here. And I'm just going to follow the outline of that front wall. Oh, why is it doing that? Is that the mouse acting up again? Probably. Okay, I don't have snapped on. I had to make sure. Sometimes I get into trouble doing that too. I don't know why it's doing it that way, but it's me. So let's try this. I'm just trying to follow that outline of that piece. Come on. Alright, I got a better idea. Let's do this. I'm going to go from here. I think it works better with edge as opposed to vertices, so I'm going to do it like this. Yeah, that'll work. Snaps comes in very handy for doing this type of stuff. So what it basically does, it'll highlight what edge it's actually going to follow. So I want to follow this one here, so I'm going to go down like so. There we go. That's what I want. Okay, and then I'm going to go this way. I think I'm a little bit off there, but it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, go across this way. Oop, that's a little crooked. Let's, dang it. Dang it. Let's back that up. I don't know if I did that to all of it. We'll see. Alright, let's see how we did there. Why did it screw that up? That's not what I expected. Yeah, I goofed this up here, so when I initially put this... Alright, let me go back and redo all this. Yeah, I put a cut in there for some reason. I don't know why. Probably because I didn't have the snaps on first. Okay. Try it again. So we'll go like this. Put the snaps on. I just put it on the snap to edge. Hopefully y'all can hear me pretty good there. I kind of bumped my mic there a little bit. I hope it didn't. Hope it's still okay. Alright, so where was I? Yeah, cut. I'm going to select my cut over here. Put the snaps on here. Let's see if this works better. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I'll put that one. Whoa, it did it again. Why did it do that? What? I don't know why it's putting this cut here. Interesting. I never had to do that before. Oh, great. Now I got this in here. What are you doing? Okay, this is new. I never had this happen before. Why has it still got that line there? Ah, I don't know what's going on. Why is it doing that? That's new. I've always been able to back out of that before. What the world is going on? It's still got that cut in there. I don't want that. Get out of there. What are you doing? Why is that cut still there? Are you kidding me? Okay, this is new. I don't remember this ever happening before. For some reason it's still got that cut in there and it won't let me back out of it. What are you doing? Huh. I don't know what's happening. Control Z. Okay, put that face back on there. Why does it still have that cut in there? Okay. Well, I don't know what I did, but okay, let's try this. Usually with Control Z, you can usually back that right out. But let's go over to this side. Let's see if it shouldn't have screwed this up. Yeah, so this one's still good. So I guess I'm gonna have to delete that, and I don't know what happened there. That's crazy. I'm gonna delete this panel because that's screwed up there. It's got this cut in here. I don't want that. Doesn't seem to want to get rid of it. Usually you can do the Control Z or just the undo. No, it's not doing it this time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I think that was line 2. Yep, I'm going to recopy this, reclone it. See, and this is one thing I mentioned earlier as far as I thought I did that as an instance, it would have messed this one up too. Whatever what is happening to that piece would have happened to this one too if I hadn't done a copy. So what I'm going to do is just clone this again, drag this over to that end. Never had to do that before. That's really interesting. Okay, so we drag this back down to here. Focus back on that. Let's go to our top view. Okay. Get this line back up again. Yep, just line it up with that. Whoa. Hang on there. Okay, we'll line this up with this. Alright, now let's see if I can't get it to do what I want it to do here again. Alright, see, it's still got that line in there, which is kind of weird. Well, we'll deal with it. We'll go ahead and deal with it. Okay, so let's select this here. Verts there, and I want to super extend that. Let me see, make sure that's lined up. It's not lined up. How is it not lined up? Okay, something went wrong with the alignment back here, I think. Alright, let's go back into top view. Oh, did I have that in front of it? I think I did. Let me check the other end. Yeah, I must have had it in front of it. No? What in the world? Huh. Alright, let me see here. Yeah, that should be right, so that's going through it. Gotta adjust that a little bit, I can see. Okay. Okay. Alright, let me bring my plane back, because something happened there with the dimensions of that for some reason. Huh, see, there's the edge of my plane. I'm not sure how that got out of whack. Sheesh. Shouldn't have, but it did. So we'll fix it. I move this back. Zoom in on this here. Line it up with our edge of our plane. Yeah, so this should line up. Put this in here like so. There we go. Now we're cooking. Alright, so let's check the other edge. Other end here. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Back down here. Let's collect this. Let's go back into orthographic. No worries, James. Thanks. Hopefully the sound's coming through okay. I keep bumping my... Got a new boom stand, I guess, for the mic there, and I keep bumping it every once in a while. Hopefully that's not too irritating. Okay, so now with that super extended there, I got that lined up with that edge. I'm going to leave that face on there for now. I'll probably remove it afterwards. I'm going to try this cut here again. It's still got my the line there. I don't know why it keeps doing that, but just try this again here. Yeah, see, it's still got that line here. It's kind of like ghosting there. It's weird. Never had it done to do that before, but that's okay. So what we want, we're going to go back to snaps. I have it on our snap to edge. Okay, and then we're going to go into our cut. No, wait a minute. Hold on, I got to get the right piece here. Getting ahead of myself. I want to cut into this piece, that side panel. Okay, so what I might need to do, now that I think of it, when I cut it, I went this way, and that's why it went in that direction. So I think I'll probably start from here and work this way. I think that might have been what went wrong. Alright, let's get it on that corner. I don't know why I can't get that to go straight. See, it did it again. God darn it. Why is it doing that? Dipped nail. Okay, well, we'll just go with this here. Yeah, I guess it won't go away. I need to close it up. There. So we should be good. I think that worked a little bit better. So I'm going to take this off the cut. Now what we should be able to do, and I'm going to go ahead and hide. Second here. Yep, I'm going to hide this here. We got this cut out now. So now what we should be able to do is go into orthographic, select that piece. I don't think it was a very clean cut, but you can get the idea. Could probably fix it up there a little bit. What I should be able to do now is select those polys. I don't know if I did it the back side. Delete that. delete this. I might have to cut this side here as well. See, and I could have done also like what's considered a boolean cut, but yeah, so I'll have to cut this side too. Okay, yeah, we can do that. Let's see. Let's bring back. Yeah, I don't want to try and do it that way. That would be funky. Let's go to. In fact, the more I think of it, it probably would have been better just to do a boolean cut, because now I don't necessarily have a way to cut this back side on this poly. Oh snap, did I take off the... I did. Why did I do that? Ooh, it took off that top plane. Well, I'll be darned. Just noticed that it basically hollowed this out here, took that off, and I deleted this plane. Here, let me see if I can bring it back. How did it do that? Let me see. How did it delete this poly? That's weird. Don't know how it did that. Yeah, see, it's missing this piece here. Or was that not like... How's the other one? Dang it. Let me check the other one. Oh, that's hollow too. I'll be darned. Did not realize that. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay, so yeah, so see, I guess what I missed there, this is hollow. I can actually fill that in. That's not a big deal. Probably just make a... Yeah. In fact, see if I can do that. I'm probably more than likely going all about this all wrong. I'm just trying to show someone, I guess, there's different ways, I guess, to be able to accomplish the same result, another situating result. So yeah, I did not realize that. So the fact that that other side there has this hollow here, I thought there was a solid piece. So when I did those, I extended those edges, it didn't extend. I thought it would have made that solid relatively, but it did not. So my goodness. Alright, let's go into here. We learning, folks, I'm telling you. The other thing I want to try and figure out is how to get this side cut based on the cut that I have there, because it only obviously does the side or the poly or whatever that you actually are cutting on. So let's see if I can go into this right view. I should be able to do it this way. If I got that piece selected, right, and go into this, and I should be able to cut this side of it. So let's try it this way. Alright. Yeah, see, I did get that a little bit crooked there, but I guess if I wanted to, I could probably straighten it out. Let's do that. Oops, got the snaps on. Darn it. Turn the snaps off. All I'm basically trying to do at this point is just straighten up this cut. Get the jaggedness out of the line, make it a cleaner cut. Now, I want to see what I can do is if I can go... Is that the right poly or not? Let me see. 'Tis not. Okay, so is there not a poly on this side? Let me render this real quick and see. Yeah, there's a poly on that side. Otherwise this would be black. Okay, so oh, I see what's going on. I think that's flipped. Yeah, I should be able to flip that then. Okay, hold on. Let's go down here. We'll go flip that. There we go. Okay, now okay, let's go back into this view. Yeah, right view. Oh, see, now I can't see the I was hoping that would work. Well, what I could do, possibly, let me see. If I flip that back, I can't see it anyway. How am I going to do that then? Okay, flip this back. Okay, I guess I still can't see the outline. Yeah, so I wanted to get this outline for that, but I don't know if it'll necessarily cut this side. I guess I'm going to try. We're going to find out. I never tried this before. Okay, so being on that side, I'm going to put snaps toggle back on, do a cut, and we're going to see if we can mimic. I went the wrong darn way again. Okay, yeah, so it's not. Kind of went outside the boundaries there. What are you doing? Yeah. Okay, let's see if that did it the way I was hoping. Okay, turn snaps and cut off. Nope, it didn't. Oh, darn it. Get in the orthography there. Yeah, see, I was hoping it would have actually did a cutout. Didn't do that. So that's a bummer. Alright. I know there's got to be a way to do that. Besides doing a boolean, it's the only other way I can think of. I want to be able to transfer this same cut to the back side, to this side. And apparently the way I just did it doesn't suffice. God, this mouse, I gotta get a different mouse. About ready to throw it. Okay. It's really starting to bug me now. I wonder if I should just go ahead and do a boolean. That would mean I would have to redo. Yeah, the more and more I think of it, I should have done a boolean. Okay, let's and I wish I was a little bit more organized, to be perfectly honest. I apologize, I guess, for I thought it was going to go a lot more smoothly than it actually is. It's kind of irritating me, actually, to be honest. Yeah, because I think if I do a boolean at this point, what will happen, I could probably clone. Let's see here. Regrouping here. I'm going to rethink this entirely as far as the approach I take to this. Because I was hoping that cut feature would have worked plenty well enough, but I think because I gotta go through the two sides of this piece, it would have done better if I would have just, so let me see if I can go, I'm going to take this all the way back. It probably won't let me do it. Come on. I don't know if it's gonna, I think I did too many tasks there. Yeah, it's probably not gonna go. Dang it, still got that cut in there. Well, we'll see how this works here. I'm gonna bring back this one here. And let's see if I can do a Boolean. How badly that screws that up. Okay, so I want to be on this piece. Now I gotta remember all my Boolean tricks. I believe, if I remember correctly, I gotta go into here. And shoot, now I gotta remember what that was. No, it wasn't extended splines. What was that under? Dang it. Shoot. Now I'm having a brain fart, I guess, on the Boolean stuff. Yeah, because I know that probably would have definitely worked better, and I'm trying to remember what it was under again. There's so much stuff in Max that's... My Boolean is a little rusty. Now I can't remember what that was under. James, are you still there? Trying to remember what the Boolean was under without actually referring back to the... I know it's got to be an editable poly. I do know that much for sure. Trying to remember what that was under. That's crazy. Why can't I remember that? It's not in the modifier list. It should be... I don't know if I moved it. That's the problem. This is a little bit embarrassing. I cannot remember what that's under without actually looking at... that's probably a good time, I guess, to show. Second here, give me a minute. I gotta bring that back up now because I don't remember. That's sad. I know it has to be a poly, editable poly. I do know that for a fact. But just give me a second here. I was really hoping it would work with the cut there. I was really optimistic, I guess, about that, to be perfectly honest. So I guess now I'm just going to have to go to here, and I'll have to bring up in fact, just to give you an idea what I'm perusing here. Let's bring this over. We're going to go to James's handy little how-to stuff, I guess, in the let's see, what was that on again? So many useful just trying to remember which one it was under now. section. Yeah, I think this might work actually pretty good. Let's go to this one.
Well, guys, want to make a quick little video here and discuss another way that you can divide your geometry a little bit easier. I've talked a lot about using boolean cutting.
Actually, that's not quite the one I was thinking of, but that's another option there too, as far as really good video. So it's like, if you haven't watched that, be sure to watch it. Awesome Gamer, welcome to the stream there, buddy. Glad you could stop by. Currently in the process of building a 3D grandstand. So yeah, just coming in here, just kind of what we're doing. What I'm missing, the point is, I had a totally different approach of how to build this thing, to be perfectly honest, and now going through James's lovely helpful tutorials, I guess, in this, but this wasn't the one I was thinking of, to be honest. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the one. Give me a minute. There's one in particular that deals 100% on the pro boolean, the boolean and the pro boolean, and I just need to find it. Alright, let's see, the more I think of it too, I could have probably done a swift loop on it too. There's a lot of different angles I could have used with it, to be honest. So it's, hold on a second here, let's see what we can do. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you caught that there, Awesome Gamer. We're trying to build, based on limited information, a 3D model of a grandstand that doesn't exist. So we've used information that is available, I guess, in, as far as size of cinder blocks and things of that nature, to help determine what the size of it needs to be. So as I show here, whatever, that this is the rough model of it, the rough layout, then those are the sides, the back, and then this is the front. And what we're in the process of doing to this point is cutting out the areas that need to be cut out. Since this piece here slopes, we want that to meet up, I guess, with this piece, which is going to stay straight and or flat. So I did apply initially a cut on this one here, but what it didn't do is go through to the other side. So I'm half tempted, and that's some way I could do that too. Lots of different ways you could approach this, to be honest. So I think what I might do, since I don't want to spend too much time, I guess, trying to hunt down the exact spot, I guess, for James' video there, but there is a video that shows the boolean and the pro boolean process, as well as just other cutting techniques. This technique, I was, like I said, I had hoped it would work a lot better than it did. So I think what I'm going to do in this case is go ahead and select this. I'm going to hide this, going back into this piece. In order to get this cut, oh darn it, in order to get that part cut on this side, yeah, I'm good on this side. I need to get through on this side. I want to cut this out here so that I can allow this piece to go through it. I mean, it does go through it here, but I don't need any of these polys in here. So I want to basically cut this edge off here so that this can go through it. So that'll stay slanted. This will stay flat. Okay, now I forgot what I was going to do. I need to hide this one again. Completely discombobulated right now because I was hoping really that was going to work out a lot better than it has. So, I think what I'm going to do is delete this poly. I'm going to cheat here a little bit. I'm going to delete this poly. Yeah, because that's not flipped. In fact, did I flip that back? I don't remember. Yeah, let me flip this, and then I'm going to delete it. Then I'm going to take this poly, and I'm going to clone it. It's another little neat little trick. I'm going to clone this side because it's already got the cut that I need there. Alright, and then I'm going to pull this up this way. Oh, I see what it did. Okay. It's got all the other polys on it too. It's fine. I can delete all that. Alright, so let's delete dish poly, that poly. Okay. Cool. And then this piece here, I'm going to... Oh my goodness, I didn't want to do that. Had the wrong piece selected. Okay, so now what I can do is just snap that to this. So I'm going to put my snaps on. Let's put the vertex toggle on as well. Lordy, that didn't work as well as I thought it was going to. Why are you doing that? Let's try just the vertex. Why are you not snapping to that? This thing is really starting to irritate me right now. This usually it doesn't. Why is it not cooperating? Because I got verts on this here, so that should be fine. Not sure why that's not snapping to that. Goofy son of a gun here. Okay, let's see. Let's take this all the way back. To there, I believe. Let's go to the top view, I think. I think if I line it up this way... Come on. Yeah, so I think if I line it up this way... Just don't understand why that's not snapping on the vert there. It's crazy. And even that's wonky that way. I don't know why it's doing that. What edge is it snapping to? That's not even snapping to the edge I want. What in the world are you snapping to? Huh. Should be snapping right there, and it's not doing that. It's actually going beyond it. I'm not sure what it's doing. Come on. Yeah, I don't know why it's snapping past it. It's a little odd. I don't know why it's snapping beyond it. Yeah, see, it's... Not really sure why it's doing that. I don't know if it's because I got... Let me see. That piece on there. Let me try something here. Turn the snaps off for a second. get to the bottom of that. I don't know why it's not snapping on that edge that it should. Okay, let's go back in here. Alright, so let's delete this poly. Don't need that. Now, if I can just get that to snap to... Here, let me see if I can hide this one here. Yeah, see, with that edge on here, and that one there, that should snap to that, but I don't know why it's not doing that. Very peculiar. Hey, James. Yeah. Hopefully you just... I'm struggling at this now, because I tried to do the boolean deal, and that didn't go well, so... kind of taking a shortcut, I guess is... Boolean did not go well at all. So basically what I did, I don't know if you saw, but I did the cut on this side. I did the cut on this side, and it didn't transfer obviously to this poly. So I deleted that poly. I copied this poly. Yeah, I basically copied this side. Well, what I essentially did was I cloned this whole deal, and I just took out the polys because I've already got this cut here, and I wanted to get it on the opposite side. So, yeah. And then I tried the boolean, and that just jacked it all up, so I started over. Just not having a very good go at this at this point. It's kind of crazy. Nothing's working like I expected to. I mean, I've done it before. It's not... It should be a no-brainer, but it's... Now I'm just at the point where I'm struggling. Now I can't get this piece here that I cloned to snap to... Because this has got an edge here. I can't get that to snap to that. It keeps wanting to snap to a different edge. I don't know why it's doing that. So in other words, let me show you. If I select, this is that new piece here. I'm trying to get this to snap. Wait a minute, is there another? What is there? Hold on a second. Oh, that's the bottom edge. Okay, yeah. So yeah, basically that bottom edge that's still there, this piece here that I cloned, and I've only got the one set of polys, I guess you could say. I'm trying to get it to snap to this bottom edge, and it won't do that. I don't know why. See what it keeps doing? Watch, I'll show you. See, it keeps wanting to go past it. I don't know why it's doing that. I mean, I should essentially be able to snap it to that bottom edge. You see, it turns yellow, but then it goes past it. So I don't know what it's trying to snap to. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Why doesn't it want to snap to that bottom edge? I don't understand what it's snapping to. It's not even close to where I need it. To the best of my knowledge it is. That's what I don't get. Oops. Let me go back into the orthographic. I mean, essentially all I did was take... Here, let me see if I can... Let me go ahead and delete it. I don't know if I can go back to it already, but I might just start over again, to be honest. I mean, literally, all I did was I got the cut on this side, right? I did a cut on this side, but it didn't obviously cut through, I guess, to the other side here. Whoops. It didn't cut through here, you know. So all I did was I took this poly, this side here that has the cut, cloned it to put it on the other side, and just trying to get it to snap to that edge. And everything's straight. That's why I don't understand why it won't. It's still got that bottom edge to it right there. Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I'm still new to that. Obviously, that's. I guess what I was hoping for, to be honest, that's not what I said. I know I think you had stepped away, but I was hoping that would have cut all the way through, and it didn't do that. And I tried to do the blue lean, and that went terrible. So I guess what I'm going to have to do again, because it's got the cut that I need here, but I want it to get on this side as well. So I don't know how to. From this point, I don't know how to get it to get there. So, I mean, this cut here is fine. I need this there. This cut here is fine, but I need it to be on the other side of it. So, God dang it. I hate when you don't have this orthographic. It just drives me crazy. Yeah, I got this all wonked up now. I think what I'm going to do is just going to start over, because I just don't care how it turned out. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. So what is this piece? Yeah, that's the one that snapped wrong. Okay, so we'll get rid of that as well. Okay, we're going to go ahead and clone that other piece again, because I simply did not like how that turned out. So, go back down here. We're going to clone this again as a copy. Oh, this is just not going the way I thought it was. I mean, in my head, it seemed more logical, I guess, to do it the way I was going to do it, but the only thing I'm doing at this point is just proving that doesn't work very well, so let's I'm going to regroup here, like I said here. So we're going to clone that, turn the snaps off, Awesome Gamer, as far as the s0re TeamSpeak, from last I heard, they changed their IP address. So, that's all I can tell you about that. When you got standard, copy and paste it into the other one, and it will be the same distance, 0 to... I guess I don't know what you mean, James, as far as... Are you talking about the cut itself? Or are you just talking about me starting over here with this copy and paste type of deal? Because the coordinate deal, I guess that you do that, it's like that's still... Yeah, that's not... I'm totally lost in that, so... Let me get to the point where this is all lined up first, and then we'll go from there, because... It really kind of upsets me, to be honest, that this is not working like the way I was hoping it would. This is supposed to be pretty simple, but it's... Alright, so I'm going to move this here. So let me get this into place first, because I just recloned. So I'm starting over on that, because that's... Not happy with it. Let's put it that way. Alright, so if I go down to the top view, let's get this lined up to my ground plane. Alright, so we're going to get this figured out. So now I'm just starting over from square one again here again. So what I let me bring back that piece. I think that was 4. Yeah. So I bring back this. Alright, I'm going to go back to the left view. Hello? Thank you. Mouse, I gotta fix it or clean it or something. Alright, so to do this cut, let's harp on that one. I figured the boolean is probably the best way, but I don't want to lose this piece, so I guess I would have to clone it. But then the other thing was I couldn't figure out how to get to the boolean. I forgot how to do that. Started looking at your video, but then I need to make those a little bit more accessible, I guess. So essentially what I want to do is I want to cut out on this piece and this side piece, right? And I know I'm realizing I can use this as a boolean, so I can cut this shape out, you know, for this to fit in there. So one of the things I know that's before you stepped away as far as to get to the boolean, I couldn't remember how to do that. I know it has to be an edible poly, which it is. But from there, I got lost as far as where is the boolean at? Can't remember where it was at. Was it under the standard? It was compound objects, I think it was, now that I remember. There it is. Okay, I just remembered. Alright, so what I'll do, now that I figured that out, it came back to me, it just was like, dawned on me. So what I want to do is I'm going to clone this again. So I have 2 pieces of that because I want to maintain that. Okay. So now I got 2 of those the same. And I'm going to hide this one so I have that still. Alright. So this one I'm going to use for the boolean. Alright. So on this one here I want to go into boolean. And okay. Pick operand B. I need to select this. Nope, I did it the wrong way. I did it backwards. Okay, take that back. So I gotta go back into, yeah, I did it backwards. So I need to select this, select the boolean, operand B, and select this piece. I don't know if that worked right. Doesn't look like it did. It didn't cut into it. What did I do wrong? So that didn't even work. Yeah, see, this is what happened to me the first time I did the boolean, actually. It didn't cut it, so I don't know what. Let me see if I can bring it back. So should I not be able to use this piece here as a cookie cutter? I should be able to. Yeah, I should be able to use this as a cut into this piece. I've done that before. Yeah, so if I was to select this, the boolean, extend to all edges. Well, I did. Okay, when you say that though, I did extend this piece. Oh, I think I see what you're saying. But see, so maybe the boolean may not be a bit. So probably what you're saying is, oh dang it. Probably what you're saying is the fact that, oh, I'm still in boolean. Oh darn it. Aish, really? No, I want to unhide. This is really frustrating. So the boolean I probably can't use anyway because I would have to extend that up to this edge probably. See, I want to cut it out, and yeah, so maybe the boolean's not the best. Right. Yeah, I guess I get that now. So let me. I guess I don't need this piece then. It's not going to do what I want. See, you get what I'm trying to do though, right? I mean, as far as I want to cut into this piece with that, you know, that shape. But I wanted to be able to go clean through. I don't want it to just do one side. You know, so the initial way I did it was just cut, and it only did it on this side. It didn't do it on the back side of this. So it didn't do it over here. So it doesn't cut clean through. I need a clean cut, I guess, with this piece to fit in front of that. It's because it'll have that little chunk or whatever hanging on top of it. So, alright. Yeah. And that's kind of the direction I was going with it, but I don't know. What it wasn't doing for me is I got it to cut on the one side, and then I just tried to clone it and put it on the other side. But it wasn't snapping back into place, which is kind of frustrating. Because I didn't modify anything. I mean, I could probably try that process again, I suppose, but I don't know why it wasn't, when I cloned that piece, to just have that cut in there for the back side. And I guess I consider this here to be the back side. This is the front and this is the back as far as the cut is concerned. So let me see here. Let me go back to the original idea I had. Yeah, so that whole concept, I guess, of cutting, I was thinking it would go right straight through. So I'm on the left side here, and it doesn't obviously do that. So right. Yeah, so what I want to cut is that piece. Wait a minute, why is it on a boolean yet? I don't want the boolean. Are you kidding me? Alright, hold on. That's a problem. Okay, we gotta get that back to a boolean. Or a edible poly. Okay, so yeah, so they're both on edible poly. So you saw basically what I had done at first was just to cut this out. And I put that on snaps and turn this one off. Yeah, so I had done it this way. Okay, just follow this through. And I realize it may not be 100% straight, but alright. So now I got that cut in there. Turn that off. Turn the snaps off. Yeah, so now I should have that cut on that side. Okay. But it doesn't cut to this side. So let me hide this here again. So how do I get that cut on this side? Is the question. See, I got it there. That's fine. I want that. But now I need to get the cut on the other side. So how would I cut? And what I tried to do before I started over was to try and cut this side, I guess being in the right side instead of the left side here, and that doesn't work. God darn mouse. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, so being on the right side here, I figured it would cut through there, but it doesn't do that. So I've got this cut here, obviously, so I should. And that's what I tried, and it didn't do anything. So essentially what I should be able to do is just go by this and try to cut it on this side. Alright, so let's follow this outline. Wow, is that crooked? See, and it doesn't cut it on that side. So question is, how do I get that cut on this side? I guess is what it boils down to. Yeah, I think from the looks of it, all I did was, oh, dang it, this mouse. Alright, alright, hold on. It's just so frustrating. It's not going the way I pictured it was going to do. So I can remove that, that's fine. But how do I get that same cut? Oh my goodness, you're kidding me. On this side. See, I want this same cut to be here. See, and I know one thing, I guess this needs to be flipped. But I don't think that's the entire problem. I'm really lost here. I figured that would cut all the way through. Because if anything, it should have cut, you know, with this object selected, I felt it should have cut all the way through. It's only cutting that one poly side or whatever. This is really frustrating. Okay, so how do I get that cut on this side? See if I can adjust this a little bit. Just trying to straighten this cut up a little bit is all. You know, and I get what you're saying, I guess, as far as you got the coordinate for this, right? So you basically just transfer that coordinate. I guess primarily, I guess what you mean. So if you got that one, oh dang it, you got that one selected, but that still doesn't help in the. I need to get a vert over there, I guess. I need a vert. That's what I'm trying to cut it for, is to create a vert here. That's the problem. So in order to get a vert over there, I need to be able to cut it. So I got no coordinate really to go by, I guess. Damn. I really didn't want to have to. How do you paint one? I guess that's what I don't. Yeah, I guess that's what I don't know. You can't clone. Are you talking about like basically cloning a? See, and that's my problem too. I can't. The snaps aren't even working like they're supposed to. I don't know if it's because I got that plane. Maybe that's it too. Let's see if I take that. I'm gonna hide that plane out of the scene. So I think that's part of my problem too. Alright, let's get that out of there. So basically what you're saying is if I take this and you got the coordinates for that, how do I? Yeah, that's where I'm lost. I think I've seen you do that before, but I don't know how to do that. I have never. So basically, to like clone this this to get it to, you know. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I've never done it before, so I don't know. So which one would I have to clone? I know you've got a video, that's why I said I just don't know which one it is, but what I don't get is how to create a clone, a cut or a vertex, I guess, in a location, you know, so that you can potentially create a poly, I guess. That's, from what I don't understand as far as like being able to take this and, you know, basically clone it over to here so that it lines up with this one that's already cut. The inside back of the front of the wall. Yeah, so it would be this one here or this one here. I assume what you mean by the front of the wall, you're talking about, oops, this here. And I assume you probably see what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. I want to create a vertex on this side in that same locationally on this poly. I want to, come on, I want to create, stupid mouse, on this poly I want to create a vertex here so it has a cut there. Yeah, I guess maybe I'm missing something in translations. Inside, so right in that view. I know it's delayed too in the chat. That's another thing that's annoying, so I'm just trying to determine the poly that I had selected. Did I delete that? Is that what you're saying? 'Cause that's what I initially tried to do. So delete this poly. So if I delete this, okay. And this is what I tried to do too, and then just take this one and clone it. And then move it over to here. But that was the problem I was having. I couldn't get it to snap. Let me see if I can do that this time. Maybe it'll work this time. So if I clone this, say for example, and this might not be what you're talking about, but I'm going to try this anyway. So if I go clone this, because I am well enough aware, I guess, of cloning. So I want to do clone. Alright, I don't know if that's... Alright, hold on. I need my gizmo. Okay, now, if I turn snap on just for the edge. Okay, it's got all that jazz in there, which I don't need. Okay, let me bring this out for a second. See, why is it doing that? It's not snapping. Maybe it is this time. Oish. Alright, hold on. Let me turn the snap off for a second. I'm going to bring this straight out. It's not ring. Why is the snap still on, you goofy freaking mouse? Alright. I'm going to remove these polys that I don't need. Alright, so I'm going to take this poly out, and this poly out. I just want that. Okay, let me make sure I got all the polys out I don't need. Okay, so that's the piece that I want. I know one thing I'm going to be doing after the stream, I'm going to be cleaning this darn mouse up. It's driving me nuts. Right. Yeah, I realize it does that. So I took out the polys that I don't want. Okay. And I think it's flipped the right way, I think. Yeah. So that should be on the proper side there. So now I should, in theory, be able to snap this onto that. That's what I was trying to get it to do, but I had the other plane in there too, and I think that was what was causing an issue. Alright, so let's just go to this. We'll put our snaps back on the edge. So it should snap. See, look how it's doing that. It's still doing that. Why is it not snapping to that bottom edge? It's like sucking in. Should it not snap to that edge? See, it's yellow. But then it like goes past it, so I don't know what it's actually snapping to. Okay, let me try that. Let's back that up here a little bit. As far as I can tell, it's aligned, but maybe it's not. Let's go to Effect Pivot and Centered Object. No, I don't want that. Okay, hold on a second. I need to put that. See, look at where that. Okay, that's snapping. What are you doing? What is it snapping to? Why is it way out here? You see that where that's snapping? Alright, maybe that's... Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted. Get it snapped to that edge. It's weird. Yeah, I think I got that on that edge now, so let's turn it snaps off. Okay, now... No, actually I do need that on. There we go. See, now we're cooking with Crisco. That was the problem. I didn't have it aligned to that. I guess I didn't realize that. Okay. So now I got it snapped to that edge. Now, to get it lined up. Okay, what I might have to do... How do I get it to... I might have to put it on... Let's put it... Try to put it on verts too. I only had it on vert snap as well. Okay. See if that works. Okay, maybe not. Okay, it does snap to that edge now, but now it's having a tough time getting lined up with these verts. So... I mean, that's relatively the result that I want to have, but... Copy which verts? Hey, explain that to me. I mean... Because you saw basically what I was trying to do is just get that to snap. I got it snapped to that edge, which is fine, but now it won't snap to, you know, as far as laterally, I guess it would be. Because on here it works fine, it's just not snapping that way. Right, I feel it is a little bit easier this way. I mean, part of my problem was realizing that the pivot was in a bad way. But see, it is now snapping to that bottom edge. Now it's just a matter of getting it snapped, I guess, to this vert. And I guess I could use... I could essentially use probably this back edge here. Okay, so okay, I think I get what you're saying. So could I move the pivot? I think I get what you're saying, but I gotta think about this here. So if I snap it to, say, oops, I'm gonna get into this. So if I snap it to here, to that vert, that should then snap. If I take it off Effect Pivot, let me see if that's what that works there. So if I go, yep, I think that's what I need. Yep. I think you are exactly right. So yeah, so if I just pivot there, or put the pivot there, yeah, so that should essentially have snapped that corner. It's coming to me. I'm a little rusty. I'll get it there. So yeah. Yeah. See, so what I did, yeah, I just snapped it. I did affect pivot only, put it on that particular vert there. See, now it'll snap both on that edge as well as to that vert. Just to show anybody who's watching. I think it's on there. It seems to be on there. It's green. Yeah. So there we go. Yeah, that should be snapped right there. Right. I got you. See, and I've seen you do it before as far as like taking the, the actual coordinates there, but I've gotten used to, I guess, just being able to move the, the pivot just like I did as far as affect pivot and just use the snap and have it snap too. But I get what you're saying as far as the, using known chords and copying that over and all that jazz. Okay, but I think I got the result that I was looking for, and this is what I wanted. But see, I also learned something else as far as like how that cut works. It doesn't go all the way through. So, but be it the fact I still had all the facets to the rest of the wall, I could just delete the poly that wasn't cut and just copy. I mean, there's probably more than one way, I guess, to be able to accomplish that, but see, I should be able to remove this poly as well. Let's go to, yeah, I can take this poly out now too. See, now I need to also cut down here. And that follows suit as far as what you were saying too, as far as you'd have to cut each face. So now what I need to do, let's see if I can do this. Oh, this mouse is about to drive me nuts. Okay. Let's bring back in which piece was that? Yeah. So I'm going to bring this one back in. And then I need to make a cut. I think I'm on the right one, the proper one. Yeah, so I need to make a cut there. Let's see if this will work. I think I can turn the snaps on. Let's do that. Make a cut here. Wow, that's not very straight. Sheesh. Screwed that cut up, but I think that'll work. See how I did here. So I'm going to hide this again. I think I put it in the right spot. Let me see here. Yep. So now I got that cut there. So I should be able to delete that. I could probably clean that edge up. So now I got my cut. Man, that was a task and a half, was it not? And there's probably a much better way to do that, like possibly with the boolean or something like that, but hell, probably even that matter, probably a swift loop. But alright, let's bring that back in. This piece here, we'll get that adjusted. And I think I'll go down to this view. Just that. Oops, turn our snaps off. Yeah, as far as what you said, the biggest takeaway from the whole thing is snaps use the pivot, so make sure you know where the pivot is and move it where, yeah. That's essentially what I ended up doing. And I did not realize, you know, I was taking totally out of perspective there that the pivot wasn't aligned properly to that piece that I was trying to put in place. That's why it was snapping incorrectly. Makes so much more sense. So yeah, I'm gonna line this up with this here. Wow, that cut is terrible. Okay, but I can adjust it. It's a nice thing about, you know, when you do the cuts now. See how crooked that cut was? I can adjust it now. So I can go like this, and probably what I want to do is actually adjust that. Whoop, see, this is what we were talking about. I'm going to affect pivot. Wait a minute, what are you doing? That didn't work. Why are you not in the right view? Okay, okay. See, and yeah, this is actually pretty good indications. Be it that cut is so wonky. Let me see if I can. Drives me. Sometimes it's orthographic. It just drives me crazy. You got to have something selected so that it's, when you pivot, it's all right. So this one, I want to move that so it's there. Okay, so I'm going to move this down here. Okay. What's the quick align? That's, yeah, like I said, I figured there's probably an easier way to do that. I just more or less just line it in the top down view, but yeah. Where's the quick align? That's in the mapping though, isn't it? From what I remember. I thought that was just in the mapping. Like the UV unwrap. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, see, now it's just a matter of I need to get these both lined up the same so that they're not, I know they're not 100% lined up. So I don't know where the quick align is. I guess maybe you can fill me in on that a little bit, because I'm a little, I can tell even from this view that it's not lined up. See, it's out of whack there. Let's see what you got. In the upper bar, where the two bars are next to the M shape, it doesn't work the way you thought? Oh, okay. Well, that's a bummer. Okay. So I'll just, alright, what vert do I have selected there, actually? Okay, that's the top one there, okay. Alright, so we'll just line this up here. I'm just going to eyeball this, I guess. Wait a minute. Woo! Man, I almost had to sneeze really bad. Alright, let's move this. Okay, that should be... Okay, that's the bottom. What'd you figure out? Yeah, see, I've got these lined up, I guess, just from the top-down view, I guess, is best as possible. But I do need to adjust now the front wall here. So viewing them dead on, select them. When you say dead on, you say them from the left or top down, and over in the edit geometry panel. From the top down or the line them in the z-axis. Okay, let me see which. See, well, we're gonna try that out here. So let's get their vertex. So the edit geometry. Yeah, I got the vert selected. Okay, so in other words, I do it like this. So I got those verts selected. You can see that here. And then in the edit geometry, there's a what'd you say it was called? Planner. Right, I knew what you meant. As far as the axis, yeah, it can't be Z because that would be the. Well, I don't have make planner. Hit the Z button. Where's that? Oh, make planner, and it's got the X, Y, and Z. So you want to use Y. Okay, so yeah, gotcha. So I can't tell if that did line up or not. Yeah, I know the chat's delayed, so bear with me. There's a few second delay. So, yeah, I see where you're talking about as far as the make planner. I've never used that, to be perfectly honest. So the fact that, yeah, if you hit Y, let's see what happens if you do X. No, so Z. Oh yeah, you can see that change. Okay, so it does work. Okay, so we want to line it actually with Y. It must not have been that far off because it didn't move that much. Right. Okay. So I must have had it pretty close. It didn't move a whole lot, but you could definitely tell it. You can see it change whatever when I use the Z. Look at how much it changes. So it obviously works. Okay, so I got that back. So let's do this. Put aside here. Where are we at here? We're getting in the top view, so there should be those verts, and that'll be, let's get it over here. Dang it. Didn't want to do that. This mouse is driving me absolutely nuts. It just does what it wants to. Okay. That's only one vert there. Why is there only one vert there? Should be. Oh snap! Did that move? Yikes! What did that do? Hold on. Alright, hold on. Let me hide this one again. Something screwed up. What did that do? There should be a vert there. Just a second here. Oh snap! Okay, that was the okay. That's not together. Got it. Forgot about that. Right. So these two verts right here. That's what I want to make. Okay. Yeah. So I guess they are lined up then. Didn't move all that much. Okay. But something still isn't right though, because it didn't line it up. Okay, so it's lined that way, but I still need to line it up on this. Okay, hold on. in this view. Yeah. So they should be aligned on one on top of each other. It's just not lined up here. Okay. Yeah. So I got those two slides. So they're lined up this way as far as up and down vertically, I guess, to each other here, but it wasn't lined up on the cut. So I just moved that. That should be good. But I almost forgot too that this is still a separate piece. That poly that I cloned. So this is all one piece. So I could probably essentially just collapse this now. That's a completed piece. We learning stuff, folks. We shall divide and conquer here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take those two pieces now that I got my cut the way I want it. I'm going to collapse those two pieces together. Yeah. Alright, so okay, go to collapse. Select it. There. Now I'm going to convert it back to an editable poly again. And what I'm thinking I'd probably do from this point is actually just clone this piece, because then I'll have all that cut in there for the other side. That makes sense. The other thing I guess I'm missing too, and I didn't realize that, I need to move this poly. Yeah, I can do that right now actually. Be it that this poly here needs to be the top face here. I think this is where when I selected those edges, it left that down there. I thought it had put it. That was kind of funny. So I need to move that up to. So we need to line this thing to an edge. So let's do that. So let's put it on edge snap, like so. Okay, and then we want to move that up. Whoa, that's not what I wanted. I got to select the poly, that's what I got to do. I might have to detach that actually, now that I think of it. No, I don't want to delete that, I want to actually put that up on the top here. How would I bridge? How does that work? Because what I was going to do is just take this bottom and just bring it up to the top. I'm not familiar, I guess, with the bridging. See, what I was going to do is just take this, and actually I could detach it. Here, let's do that. This is what I was going to do. Just to show you. So I'm going to attach this as an object, right? Oh, you want me to do the bridging first? See, I'm not familiar with that. What I just did here was I just detached that as a piece, its own object, and then I was just going to drag that up. Where's the bridge button? That's what I mean. I don't know where that's at. I've never used that. Let me see if I can go back. Yeah. So I'm back to where I figured it's in the right panel, but I don't know where exactly is it. Is it under edit geometry, polys? Clue me in there a little bit. I've never used it. Okay, so let's see here. So what you're saying is, let's try this. So if I select these two edges, right, and it should be over here in the edge geometry, I assume. Oh yeah, look at that bridge. Okay, so you just hit the bridge. Did you have to adjust anything? Look at that. That's pretty slick. Never knew about that one. That's kind of neat. I just learned something today. I learned a lot of things today, to be honest. But okay, now hold on a second. Did I do that right? Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. I think it did mess up. What did it mess up though? Oh, it pinched it, it looks like. Here, let me go back. Control Z. So the bridge won't work. I didn't actually see what that did. Let me try that again. I just want to see. It did something wonky, but let's see. Okay, so if I do the bridge, what does that do? Yeah, that's definitely not. That's not right. Okay, so I'm gonna go back with my original plan. How about that? Breaking all the verts. You mean? I don't know what you mean by that. I think I'm gonna go with my original plan here. Let's try this. I'm gonna humor this. This is I have done this before, and it's so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna detach this piece. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back into that piece. That's its own piece. Now I'm gonna take that. Oops, I gotta move the pivot. Affect the pivot. Snap to the edge, like so. Alright, turn that off. Then I'm going to move that up to, and because it's sloped, obviously it'll be a little weird, but let's see here. God dang mouse. Crazy. Alright, we're going to get this to work. This may not necessarily work like I thought it would, but we're going to try it anyway. So if I go to verts and edge, I'm going to select I don't know if this will work like I thought it would or not. We'll find out. Yeah, it's snapping to the one at least. Okay. Alright, hold on. Alright, I guess I gotta move that pivot, or the, yeah. Go back into effect pivots. Shit. Alright, what am I doing wrong? Okay. No, I don't want it there. Shoot, I moved it down. God dang it. Alright, hold on. Turn it snaps off for a second. Stupid thing. Oh, for crying out loud. Come on, select the right thing. Oh my goodness. What are you doing? Goofy son of a gun anyway. Had the wrong thing selected. I really need to clean my mouse. That's become clearly evident to me. This thing is just doing its own thing. Alright, let's go into effect pivot. Get down here. Alright, let's go to here. What are you aligning to? Huh? Oh, I don't have the snaps on. Okay. Really screwing up this whole concept with the... Boy, I'm telling you. This Just keeps going in the wrong position. Alright. It doesn't help that my mouse is just freaking goofy right now. Yeah, that's what I was going to do. Actually, I just happened to glance over there. That's what I'm going to do, is just snap each vert. So, in fact, I didn't really need to do that with the pivot, but that's okay. What do you do? Snaps. I'm just going to turn this on like this. Yeah, so what I can do essentially is just go like this. Yep. So that should work. Let's see here. Yep, so that'll snap there. We should have got a little bit of comedy out of this thing here too, as far as just alright, there's that vert, I think. Yep. It's hard to see it, but oh, I know what I couldn't do. Hold on. Change the color of this. There we go. Now I can see what it's snapping to. Alright. Alright, then we'll go back up here. Select this vert. Snap that to there. And snap that to there. Ta-da! Finally accomplished something today. So yeah, all we did was just take that. Now we don't have to worry about moving that. So now we only have the particular polys that we need to have with the proper cut into that to accept that front wall. Fancy. Okay, now let's bring in that front wall back in. And it took us a little bit. We got there. There. So now this front wall should line up with that there. So we got our nice little cut for that wall on the side wall. So now, what I'll do from that point, so we don't have to go through that whole mess again. That's the beauty of cloning. I'm going to combine. I think what pieces I got to combine here now. I got to combine that. So 5, 6 in object. So all these need to be combined now. Collapse that. Oh snap! I had to. Darn it. And that one. Wait a minute. In the heck. Okay. Guess I had the wrong one selected. So 5, 2, an object must be. There we go. Had the wrong one selected. There we go. So now we got that wall. We just created there all as one piece. Ta-da. Oops. So unhide by name. Whoops, that's that wall. I don't want that one yet. What was the name of that one? That was 5. There we go. So there it is. Cool beans. So now what I'll do is I'll take this one and clone it. And then I can just get rid of that other one on the other end. But I'll slide this on the top view here. Alright, so we'll just make sure we got that one selected. And then we're going to slide that one down here. Oh my goodness, what are you doing? I got snaps on stuff. That was ugly. Okay, slide that down. Now I can just delete. Which one is this one? I think this. Whoop. This one is line 5. Okay, so that one we can take out once we get this one in place. I thought the other one was. Wait a minute. What? What did that do? What did that clone? Something didn't work right. Hold on a second. Delete that. What did... I cloned the wrong deal. It had 2 pieces in there. It shouldn't have happened. What is going on? Let me try that again. Oh, I see what it did. I must have had that. How in the world did that happen? Hold on. What did I just do there? I had that as a copy, so that should not have affected. That should have been its own piece. Why is it doing that? How did that happen? I don't know, but I'm going to take it out. Because that one doesn't have the cuts in it. So take this all out. That's weird. Alright. Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but anyway. It's okay. Let's bring back our planes, because now... And then, oh, this mouse. Are you kidding me? Alright, so now I want to clone that. Okay, and I'm going to bring that over this way. Okay, let's go to the top view. Yeah, I'm guessing I had that other wall without the cut and all that stuff. I had it selected, I guess, when we took care of that problem, though. So we're going to go like this. And let's just get this lined up with that there. Just getting it lined up like that. I think that's my plane there. I don't know why that was. Alright, let's go back into orthographic. We're getting there. Alright, now if I go into vert here, zoom in on that, you can see how far off I am or am not. Okay. Almost looks like it can go. Let's get out of those verts. Alright, let's move our pivot on affect pivots. And then, you know, and I think we've talked about this before, James, too, as far as having a working pivot. I don't know if this is necessarily what it falls, the category it falls under, but I think moving your pivot where you want it to get it to, you know, work for you and not against you. I guess it's, let's turn the snaps on. I'll put it on a vert. I'll put it on this vert here. Whoops. Why did that not zoom into it? it snaps off. So what I did, why is it not zooming into that? That was weird. Should have zoomed in on that, but anyway. Snapped, yeah, so now I should just be able to move it like so. Get her nice and lined up there. Cool. I can probably check the other one too, just to see. Alright, so let's go do the same thing here. We'll do effect pivot. On our snaps. Snap it to vert right there. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. I don't know why it doesn't zoom in on that. That's crazy. What are you doing? Damn mouse. Alright, let's zoom in on this. Pivot around that. I think this one's pretty good here, but we'll check it out here. Yeah, see the fact that we got the pivot where we want it there. See, and if I really wanted to, I could probably snap. In fact, I could, yeah, let me do that. Let's do that. Let's put it on edge, snap, and we'll snap that to this right there. Just like that. Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah, I guess I didn't realize that. So if I was in that, yeah, you're probably right. I missed that. So the fact that I was in that other menu, yeah, I forgot about that. Okay. So let's go back down to 7 here. And I think I'll do snap deal on that too. So let's do, I got that vert still there. Yep, so the fact that I wasn't in, wait. See, now that's not doing it either. So if I do the Z, it should zoom in on that, and it's not doing that. Oh wait, I don't have the verts, so I could get dummy. Yeah, see, it's, why isn't it zooming in? Usually it zooms in. Weird. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in this session tonight, to be honest. Yeah, I do. I had it selected here, and it's, if I zoom, push the Z, it doesn't, I mean, it refocuses it, but it doesn't zoom in on it. Yeah, I don't know either. There's a lot of weird stuff going on today. But anyway, let's do this. We'll go put it on our edge snaps. And we're on that piece there. Let's not be. So I should be able to snap this. Whoa, that's not doing what I want. What is it? What's going on there? There we go. Yep, just waiting to get a green. There we go. So we just snap that to there. So that should be snapped to that piece. Beautiful. So now we got our front wall and our 2 side panels there. Okay. Now let's bring in our shouldn't be all that much to the backside here. Okay, so let's focus on that and go to the top view on that. This should be pretty good, actually. And I think once again I'm going to take out that plane. I'm going to hide it anyway. Don't need that. Okay. So now if we go into our backside here, we can just line this up. Well, actually begs another question here though. Do we need to actually create a cutout for that too? Because you don't want that to necessarily overlap. Yep, I think we might have to cut. Yep, because we've got a flat, oops, we got a flat portion here as well as this here, so we might need to cut into that. Alright, let's see here. Yep, so we'll have to make a cut into okay, now what's the best way? Well, I could do this as one of two ways, I guess. I can make that, shrink that up, and just put it on that side, and then just remove this poly. That's probably the best way to do it, I think. Let's do it that way. Because this is our outer extent anyway, so that's what we want to keep. So we're going to delete that, and then actually go into these two verts. Well, as the two bottom ones, so that's 4 verts. Yep. And then we're going to move this and adjust it to the inside of this here. And then actually snap let me get out of that first. Shoot. Alright, hold on. I did that wrong. I turned snaps off for a second. I want to select these two edges. Dang it. These two. Wait, that's only one edge. Alright, dang it. What am I want to try to do here? So I want to turn this. Yeah, that's only moving the one edge. Dang it. I wonder why it's not selecting the other edge. Alright, hold on. Oh no. Oh my gosh, this mouse. Stop it. So annoying. Alright, let's go into here. Oh, I know why. Because I still got the poly on the bottom edge. Oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, there should be still a poly on this bottom side. Alright. Yep. So I'm going to take that out. Okay. So now oh my, what are you God dang it, anyway, I hate when it does that. Okay. It's like you gotta have something selected every time when you're moving. It's just annoying. Otherwise it just puts you out way on BFE. Okay, where am I at now? Lost my way. So I'm like, that's the underside of it. How the heck did it do that? Jeez. Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about orthographic. You gotta have something like a vert or something selected so that it only focuses on your, your what you're pivoting, I guess, on that point. Otherwise, it's just going by the world. It's the only thing that's kind of annoying. Okay, so now what we need to figure out right, so maybe it'd be easier let's see, so if I put, I guess I'll have to take that back. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to let me go back that far. I think it might have screwed up. Alright, maybe that's good. Yeah, see, I still remove that poly. Hold on. Alright. That's what I think I want. So I think what I'm going to do, rather than shorten that one up, is shorten this one up to have it meet up with the back side instead. So let's go like this. Take it out this way. And in actuality, I can take out those polys. So we don't need that. Or just this poly right here. Take that out. Okay, and then we'll butt this here up to that. I should be able to do an edge snap. Yep, so right there. Like so. Oh shoot, what did it do there? I just noticed that in the orthographic. That's not good. Why did it do that? That's crazy. Alright, let's try that again. Why is it writing it up like that? That's crazy. Why are you doing that? I've got those two. Oh, maybe because I got the two verts. Yeah, it could be. No, I should be able to do that. I wonder why it's not. Goofy thing, anyway. Oh well, we'll just do it this way. Play peekaboo with it. Yeah, so as long as it's hidden from that way, you can see when it goes blind. As far as you can't see that edge anymore, then you know it's butted up to that. So now what we have is I just butted that slope up to the back side, as opposed to, yeah, so I think that'll work pretty good. Okay, let's take it off of that. The only thing is, my back wall might not be tall enough. Let me see. Oops. Oh, I guess maybe it is. Yeah, there was just a marquee around it that was. Yeah, that should look pretty good. Let me zoom on and on that a little bit. See how this lines up here. Okay. Let's go ahead and render that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Not too shabby. Alright, now let's go check at the other side. Probably the last thing that I'll do, because I know we're closing in on 3 hours already, which I'm, as I said earlier at the beginning of the stream, I want to try to limit these. We obviously ran into some issues, but we got them figured out. So all is not lost. Definitely learned that there are much better ways to be able to go about. I mean, in my mind, going into it, I had it set, and it just didn't go that way, and I just lost all concentration. It was kind of crazy. Alright, so what I need to do is set this side, select these verts, slide this back this way, like that. And I think we might need to adjust this edge here just a tad, not too much. So like so. So now check that side in an orthographic view. And you could use perspective, I guess, as well. There's plenty of much better modders, I guess, that 3D modelers that can use the orthographic view, I guess, much to their advantage, but I'm not one of those. So, alright, what's going on here? Do we have as much lift on this package on the other end? Let me have to check that. I guess I didn't realize there was that. That's fine. It's not an issue, but we'll have to check that on the other end too. Let's check that on the other end. Yeah, see, this end doesn't have, so I must have adjusted that. This one's more like closer to flush. Okay. I wonder what looks better though. Let's figure that out. Do we like it like this? Or let's bring it back down here. Like this. Yeah. Interesting, because I don't think I adjusted. Yeah, it's got the little lip right here. That's crazy. So is that an issue with the back piece, or is that the side piece? Good question. Yeah, let me look at that, because I don't know if that's an issue with the back piece, or, hold on. Need to go to, let's try this view. Yeah, that should be pretty straight there. I mean, yeah, maybe it is off a little bit. I think it's the back piece, because I cloned this side here, so that should match. I shouldn't have that, but I think there's a wonkiness in this back piece here. I don't think it's 100% straight. So I think I need to adjust this end of the back piece right here. Yeah, because there shouldn't be anything wrong with this. I didn't adjust that at all. As far as when I cloned it, it slid it down to the other end. So it's looking like I might need to adjust the height of it here. Because, yeah, it's got that lip right here. Can fix that, no problem. Okay. Alright, let's bring this down. Like so. So that should be flush. Alright, let's check the other end just to make sure. Oh wow, so that does kind of overextend this a little bit, so I'll have to Still got a little bit more of an adjustment to make here. Not a problem. Yeah, so there's still a little bit of one there. So let's do this. Bring that down. Like so. And then I got a little bit of lip on that too. On just that. Okay. (10:04). I'm getting ready to get done here too. I figure I might as well just round it off to even 3 hours. To be honest, I mean, I'll just finish this up here, but appreciate you stopping by and giving me a little bit of help. Yeah, like I said, that whole idea that I had coming into this, it just didn't work out the way I was expecting to. But hey, Debbie will see me freaking stumble on my stuff there. That was a little ugly, but yeah, I'm just gonna probably round this off here. I'll clean this model up a little bit and then just round the stream up, I guess, at an even 3 hours. So yeah, we'll talk to you later. I do definitely appreciate you stopping by. Have a good evening. Alright, so one last thing I guess I'll do. Now that I got that adjusted, let's check the orthographic here real quick. Hopefully, I guess even with the stumbling and all that, you'll find, there was some useful tips in here, I guess, as far as how to accomplish creating a model. Because primarily with the approach I try to take with this is making, like, all these walls that now exist here, these are going to replicate, I guess, cinder block walls. So that's essentially how those will get mapped. They'll have cinder block texture to them. So that is our main structure for our main grandstand. So let's zoom in on this here a little bit and take a look at how this all lines up now. Okay, so looks like I still got a poly down below here. I'm going to take this out. Don't need it. And I think even on this one here, got that poly, we don't need it. A second. Is that gone? What the heck are you doing? What did I delete there? I probably didn't delete something I wasn't supposed to. Yeah, I was just trying to take the bottom polys out there. She won't need them. Will not see them. Okay. I think that's good. Alright, zoom in on that. Oh, for cripe's sake, it took that top plate off there. Aish, I thought it deleted something I didn't. Okay, hold on, let me back it up. Yep, it deleted that mistakenly. Yep, so it must have selected the wrong one there. Okay, no problem. So why don't we look it over? Alright, so let's back that up a bit. Alright, let's see if we can get the right one selected this time. So delete, there we go. And I think the ones on this one are already gone. Or does that still have a bottom poly? I think that's... Yeah, that's the side poly. Yeah, so that poly's gone. That bottom poly's gone. Okay. So double checking. Yeah, this, like I said, this orthographic view can be really, come on. When you're dealing with such a large object, I guess, as this, it behooves you, whatever, have something selected so you can have it pivot around. Okay, so I got all those bottom polys. So just on this front wall, select that, and get the bottom poly on this one here. Hello? There we go. Let's see, make sure I got that right. Come on. There you go. Yeah, so it should be... Let's do a quick render of that to make sure I got all the polys on there that I need. This render should be a pretty good indication. Yep, so I got all the polys on there that I need. Actually, wait a minute, what's going on with that side now? Shoot. Almost looks like that one was gone. Let me see. Or does that just need to be flipped? Render that again. Yeah, that poly is missing. Or it just needs to be flipped, I think. Yeah, because one way you can tell if it's a darker red here, so let me go ahead and flip this. And it has to be an editable poly. That's the best way to do this. So you go into your edit poly section here, and you got the flip. See, it'll turn that brighter red. That's when you know it's facing the right way. So if I render this again, yeah, see now it does. Yeah, it was looking like it was hollow in there, so yeah, I had to flip that poly. So I have to check the other end too as well. Not really sure how that got flipped, but whoa. Mice, please. Yeah, see, all this is flipped actually, now that I think of it. You see how it's that darker red? I don't know why. Hold on. See, that's only got it on that side. Okay. That's something, yeah, you obviously want to go over. Let's see. Actually, if I render this, hold on. Thought that was showing up in the render. Nope, it's not. See, that's one way you can tell if you render it. That's another good way to tell if the poly is actually there, because I've got shaded faces on, so that's why it shows up darker. So this is the actual side. So if I render this side, see, that's the side that's actually there. So that pink there. So that's, I'll have to create a face for that there, and I could probably necessarily leave that off, if I wanted to, just to, you may not necessarily get to see that, as far as putting this on a track, for example. You could just leave that like that, because you're only going to see this side. Once I get the plane here, I guess, to fill the seats, then you'll have, however much showing here. And I might even actually go so far, once I get that plane in there, to cut this down, because you're not going to need all that, because you're not going to see it, in order to optimize, I guess, so I think for the most part, you get the gist of how to go about putting something like this together, as far as creating an object with limited information. And yeah, beat the fact that we've gone well over 3 hours now. I want to I wanted to keep it a lot shorter than that, to be honest, but we did run into some problems, some little snags there, but we worked through it, got through it, and we were able to at least get something accomplished here. So hopefully maybe better next time I'll have I'll have my crap together, and I'll be able to show, I guess, a much more fluid way, I guess, of being able to apply things. But part of the reason, I guess, for doing these live streams is to give you somewhat of an idea of what you might potentially have to issues that you would run into, I guess, as far as trying to do it. But it's how you be it the fact that applications, as I mentioned, are like 3D Max are so versatile. There's more than one way, I guess, to accomplish any one particular end result. So it took us a while, I guess, to get to this point, but granted, if it would have been totally different or whatever if we would have had legitimate information, to create a proper ground plane and just build it up from that, it would have been a totally different, totally better, as far as if we would have had side profiles as well as a ground plane and all that stuff. It would have probably went a lot more smoothly, to be perfectly honest, but you get the idea, as I said, as far as what struggles you might necessarily run into as far as trying to create something with very limited information. And that was the whole intent, I guess, of this particular stream, is creating something out of nothing. So hopefully you got something out of it and are able to use that to your advantage, as far as in your own modeling endeavors. I appreciate anyone and everyone that just decided to stop by and say hello, even if it was just for a minute or two. And thank you for watching.